Well, great. Well, everyone will stand for the karakia and we'll crack into it. Thank you, everybody. We'll open the meeting at 4:31 p.m. First up, we have apologies. We have an apology from Suresh today. And I think we have a potential early departure from David. And just to note for everybody that Councillor Aaron Keown is on Zoom today. Can I please have a mover for that? David and seconder Sam. All in favour? Aye. Against? Carried. Thank you. Item number, the other apology I forgot there was we'd still have Bridget as well. I forgot to mention that one, but she's an apology for a little while. Her baby. Item number 2, declarations of interest. We haven't had any declarations of interest today, but if anything comes up during the meeting, just let us know and can step back, if you can step back from the table.
Actually, Mr. Chair, just on that, I would just note in light of the public participation relates to the street that I live on, but I don't think that precludes me from anything.
No decisions made during.
No.
Okay, cool. Thanks, James, for mentioning that.
And I have a family member on the same street.
Okay. Number 3, confirmation of the previous minutes. We have a mover for those minutes.
Move.
David's happy to move. I'm happy to second. All in favour? Aye. Against? Carried. Thank you very much. That moves us on to item 4 being public forum. So Jenny and John Gillies, is it? If you'd like to come in, take a seat, please. And that gives us 5 minutes and that includes some time for questions.
Kia ora koutou. Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, board members and ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much indeed for allowing us to come here and voice our opinions. My name is John Gillies, and this is Jenny, and we occupy 95 Normans Road, and we represent 4 households that share a common driveway leading to Normans Road. Now, we have 3 concerns. One is visual access once you get to the corner. 2 is cars parking over and obstructing the drive. And 3 is the speed of traffic during school hours. Addressing the first issue, there are up to probably 12 vehicles at any one time using this common driveway. And if you try to make a right turn, you can imagine with the cars, if you can see that lamppost there that you see, the cars go virtually up to the lamppost. And you can imagine a large car like a SUV, you have to drive your car virtually, I would think, 2/3 of the way over the road before, as a driver, you have visual access to vehicles on the right. Now, there have been, I understand there have been accidents and multiple close shaves. They've been close shaves because people have been able to drive around us onto the other side of the road. And unfortunately, I nearly collected a cyclist who was travelling rather fast, and he was able to stop. So this is our major concern. Everyone is concerned about this. We seek your advice. We feel one possibility is to restrict the parking, to take it back 1 car length, because we feel that that would give us the visual range that we really desire to make things safe. This is unsafe, we believe. It's a problem for us, and we are concerned. Number 2, I mentioned, is the parking over the driveway itself. We have provided some photographs of what happens. There are cars actually parked over our drive, and some are even abandoned. Some of them are there to pick up children. Now, of course, I'm a parent, and I'm sympathetic with the problem of parents having to pick up children. Of course, it is a problem, but it is done with, it's illegal, and we've had to get out there and tell people to shift, and that's a major concern. So our belief is that maybe some sort of dialogue be set up between St Andrew's College and the residents to look at the problem. because we don't see that it's a community problem, but we look to you for support to be able to do that, if that's okay. The third item I mentioned was the speed. As you are aware, the speed is 40 km per hour during school hours. Dare I suggest that that is not often observed, and I may be even guilty myself having an electric car. But I think, to be perfectly honest, it would be far safer if the council would consider reducing the speed to 30 k, or at least making that recommendation to Wakakohai, whoever is responsible for determining the speeds, because frankly, with the increase that we have observed, we've been living here now for 40 years, and we've seen the growth of St Andrews and the side effects of that growth, namely the increase in foot traffic, bicycle traffic, and vehicles. And that is our concern. Perhaps Jenny might like to fill in some of the gaps that I might have left.
Well, I think you've actually said most of the things. I am a bit alarmed to the sign saying 50 there. Quite frankly, that's Papanui Road down the end there. So if cars pick up speed, the narrowing is, we're at a standstill, absolute gridlock between 3:30 and after 4. It's very busy in the morning. The main trouble starts when the mothers come to collect everyone in the afternoon. So basically from Hartley Avenue, and you know, there is a huge amount of parking down towards Sorrells Road too, but especially from Hartley Avenue down to Papanui Road is critical. The school often have staff standing on the corner. That doesn't stop people. They're on the double yellow lines everywhere. Now, I consider our entrance particularly dangerous. People, I go out and they say, I'm on the phone. I'm waiting for my child. And I'm saying, well, you know, if we have to have emergency access to this drive, and there are a lot of courier vans, there's just absolutely no way, and they take no notice. And I would seriously like it if the traffic department or the city council could consider putting a yellow line across all the big, I don't know what you call them, the big, we haven't even got those hockey sticks across ours. Some of our neighbours, out of sheer desperation, went and put the hockey stick things in, and they haven't done them a metre back from the access area anyway. So visibility is so restricted and so dangerous. The car keeps down the camber of the road, so you're completely hidden, and our car's not tiny, and we can't see anything. And as John said, the car is almost halfway across the road and people are hooning it down the road. And unfortunately, the driver's side is particularly vulnerable. And I'm just hoping a death of either a pedestrian or a cyclist or a person in a car doesn't warrant something being done. And I would like the school to be advised, and also something to be instigated for our lines to be put in place. I note that our big sign had been knocked over, not that big one, the one by the white car, that very kindly has been put back. But, you know, there is quite a bit of speed down our street. But, you know, and thank you for considering this, but we do, after 40 years, realise that now that the population of the school is burgeoning and everyone seems to be arriving in big four-wheel drives, it is a huge problem. And I would imagine most of the schools around the area would probably echo the same thing, but we would like to get this sorted, especially as Norman's Road now seems to be a quick way.
Rat race.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and you know, yes, and the corner is, anyway, I think that's another issue altogether. I think there are several issues about the street, but primarily, can we get the speed down and along the residents' side, sort out the hockey sticks and put yellow lines across. I might point out, our drive is the only drive serving multiple houses in the street, and the parents consider it the local parking spot. People have been known to actually drive into our neighbours, but turn around, park in the drive and just assume that they are entitled. And I think this is becoming unfair, especially when it's being used for funerals, weddings, you name it, and it's busy the whole time. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Any questions from Dave, James, anyone on that? Nothing specifically. So I think what we can do, what we can do is we'll have a chat to staff and see if there's anything we can do around communicating with the school and what their responsibilities are there, and just see if we can kind of make sure that that's being taken seriously. And also looking, now I know there has been some central government directives around speed changes and things, so councils are having to kind of put pause on that, but we can say, hey, can this one be, and when that's been clarified, can this one be in consideration for maybe a reduction to help try and improve that? And also, I'm not sure what avenues we can take around, the yellow lines potentially, and or tick box, and that kind of stuff to try and improve that, because you're the only street in that only driveway with so many residents being served in that area. Maybe there's some avenues we can explore to help.
It would be great, something to help, because we don't want to have to get out with a paint pot and then have a flat. Jokes aside, that has been done further down the street.
And there has been a sick person down the end, and ambulance access is really required. And we believe that this is really important. Okay. Visual access, we think, is the primary one.
Yeah, well, the team will make some kind of reach out to the staff and make some inquiries on that, and then they'll be able to get back in touch with you and let you know kind of as the progress goes what we can do.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
And thank you for hearing us out.
Very grateful.
Brilliant. Thank you. Oh, sorry, James. Yeah, one quick last.
On that, I just wonder, is it worth formalising a resolution or anything? Just could we request staff to investigate and report back to the board traffic and safety concerns on Norman's Road, specifically relating to parking over driveways and speed? Is it worth having something written up?
You can't do a resolution through a public forum, but it's noted, so that's the messaging.
If you
is the process then from here, from that staff will provide a report back, or will it be a memo? Do you have any idea?
Can we request that through?
Bring up a members'
something like that.
Information exchange.
I don't even know if we're supposed to be doing it through that anymore, are we?
Let us have a chat with staff, because they might want to come out and talk and meet with you. And
be a good idea, especially at peak viewing time. Yes.
They might not get a car parking space there.
Yeah. They can park outside our garage. They ask for an idea. We will grant access. Someone could.
It was really helpful though, so thank you so much.
Well, it's an increasing problem. It's getting worse by the minute.
You don't need to convince me of that.
No.
You have to stay impartial.
I've got the tow truck on speed dial.
Well, so is our next door neighbour. In actual fact, she's having them towed day by day. I think they know it now.
Yeah, right. Yes. And those parking ticks, are something that we could do.
Yes.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
you. Bye.
Right, that moves us on to number 5 in the agenda, deputations by appointment, of which we have none. And then we can move on to number 6, which is presentations of petitions, of which we have none. And that moves us then on to staff reports. And item number 7 being proposed road name change for 223 Sticksmill Road. So Sean Ward, is Sean here?
He's on Zoom.
Sean, you're on Zoom?
Yes, I am. Yep.
Floor's yours,
Sorry,
mate.
just opening my laptop so I can get a camera working. There we go.
These are all pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I don't mind moving it.
You don't mind? Yeah.
I'm happy
to second. Oh, yeah.
So essentially, you've got a board that's comfortable with the report. So we could just take that as read, unless there's any specific details you really felt you needed to clarify or give us context on.
No, I don't think there is anything specific unless you had questions. I think it's quite self-explanatory. So,
right. Well, can we have a mover for that one? Sam's happy to move.
Yep.
And David's happy to second. All in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Against? Carried. Thank you very much, Sean.
Right. I think the next one's me too.
You also here for number 8 too.
Yes.
Same story.
Same story, everyone. Okay, can we have a mover on that one?
Happy to move.
So James is happy to move.
David second.
David's happy to second. All in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried. Thank you very much.
Great. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for your time.
Cheers. Bye.
That moves us on to item 9, Otara Street, proposed no stopping restriction, no stopping. And the presenter is Peter Rogers.
Peter can't be here tonight.
That's right, come take a seat.
My name is Andy Milne. I'm a team leader for the team.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Singh. I'm transport manager.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for you guys? Was there anything specific on that one that you wanted to raise that you thought would be of pressing interest or context for people? No? Okay.
Just one question.
One question, Sam? Yeah.
More just, I guess it's wider around the mall itself. How are you planning on managing the parking? I mean, obviously opening that up is going to be maybe potentially add more traffic to those streets.
Well, there's parking restrictions there already, P120s.
Yeah.
So I think that's quite effective right now.
Yeah, but we'll continue to monitor it in case if it becomes a problem.
Yeah. All right. Someone happy to move? Linda's happy to move that one.
Second.
David's happy to second. All in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried. Thanks very much. Nice and easy one there for you. Thank you. That moves us on to item number 10, Westburn Reserve. And that is Holly, Perrin and Maria?
Yep.
Maria?
Hi. Kia ora, hi.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm happy to move it.
You're happy to move it?
I'll second it.
Okay.
It's such a good report.
Right.
Yeah, well, we've had 3 you come in, so maybe you just want to give us a little bit of a summary of all the highlights reel, just so
Yeah.
make your time worth coming in.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Well, it's not actually my project. I'm here sitting in for Barbara, who's done all the hard mahi. So, yeah, I guess just a lot of feedback was taken from the consultation and within the budget, just trying to get as much in terms of size. That was a big piece of feedback, and relocate the play space back to where it is, and hopefully, yeah, just fulfill as many of the requested elements as possible.
Yeah, thank you so much. You've really listened to this.
It's not me.
Looking forward to seeing the finished product. Cool. Right.
No other questions from anyone on that one?
Yeah, we'll flip these parts on.
Yeah, will do.
Disgusted the board was.
Yeah.
All right, do we have a mover for that one? Nicola, seconder, Sam, all in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried. Thank you very much.
Great less than the chalice.
Yeah, I know. Who would have thought?
For a whole park. Right, that moves us on to item 11, Fendalton-Waimairi-Harewood Discretionary Response Fund. Natalie. And
Not here, unfortunately.
we've got Karen standing in.
So obviously this is for a request from a Cotswold preschool towards their roofing repairs. I've asked for an update from Natalie regarding the RATA funding. There's still no update. Yeah, they want to do the job all in one because it's better done that way. Have you got any questions? No.
Okay, great. I'm happy to move that one. Go have a seconder.
I'll second.
David, happy to second. All in favour? Against? Carried. Fantastic. Thanks, Karen. And the YDF, item number 12.
Yes, so this is the annual, well, they do it twice a year, the Spirit of Adventure made for the Burnside High School students. There's 9 of them, 14, 15, 16-year-olds, a fantastic experience for them all. So yeah, it's just a contribution towards their cost of going.
Question, but do we have other schools that apply for funding relating to that specific Spirit of Adventure stuff, or is it more of a Burns?
Individuals.
Yeah.
Schools. In the past, I don't think I'm looking at Marianne, but I know we've had a couple of individuals, Natalie has anyway, from schools kind of, I guess, in the Harewood area, that have applied, but no schools.
Okay.
Yeah, there's different levels of the Outward Bound program that you can do. So normally the school one is just that basic. They groups of 10 go off and do it. But we have had individuals that have kind of done the next level up that have just applied on their own.
Okay, cool. We've got a mover for that one. Linda, someone to second. Nicola, all in favour? Against? Carried. Fantastic. Item number 13, Marianne.
Karen, I might just get you to stay at the table for the area report because there is quite a few things in here that you are responsible for. So yeah, just basically happy to take the report as read. There's some really cool stuff that's been going on. The Cura Brindwa event, but although the weather didn't really play ball, it was still a great turnout. And mainly the Chinese community safety video, which has just been amazing and is just going so widespread. It's great. And Jason spoke to council about it last week, but I just want to acknowledge the work that Karen has done on that project and the Cura Brindwa event. And just, yeah, thank you very much. But if any of you've got any questions, she's here if you want to talk to her about it.
Any questions from anyone?
Well, it's probably more a comment. We were talking before the meeting about the board reports that come through to council. So we had Jason in last week or the week before. Last week, and we're obviously biased, but it was quite noticeable how much tangible stuff we got done as a board, and a lot of it was what you've done. So thanks very much.
No, cool. I'm just responding to community, I guess, driven projects. So yeah,
no, it's great. But you're getting the teams getting stuff done, which is so it's fantastic. The only question it was, and we probably haven't, I suspect, but did we submit on the LAP as a board, the draft LAP, the local LAP?
Remember, it's just feedback at this stage, so consultation
early feedback
developed.
Oh, of course, yeah. So we will submit as a board. I think it would be useful to reflect the views of.
And I guess once that, so that's closed, I think, on the 9th in terms of the feedback, which means that the staff will prepare a draft document to consult on, and then we have the opportunity then to do
We
that.
can spin up the submissions committee for that one.
That would be good to get. Cool.
No, I'm glad you raised that. She said it's a good point.
Anyone else with anything on the area report? No?
The only other one, sorry, just with culture galore not going ahead, will some of that, we won't have spent all that money, do you think? Or
no, there'll be some that'll be put back into the discretionary, and then if that's not spent, to be carried forward. But there, of course, are costs.
Definitely, 100%.
And I guess making the call to cancel on the Friday actually saved us money than doing the cancellation. A number of the contractors, if we'd cancelled on the Saturday morning, we would have still paid 100% of the cost. So by doing that the day before, not only saved the groups from going out and buying, like I said, 100 loaves of bread and 50 chickens, and then we cancel it. So it saved them all of that. But we got cheaper cancellation dates.
No, that's great. Cool, thank you.
Such a shame. Lisa had put in so much work.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I think the right call was made.
It's always been frustrating. It was such a beautiful afternoon.
I know, but they, in the morning while they would have had to set up, would have.
It wouldn't have worked, would it?
No.
The damage to his park wouldn't have been worth it.
No. And Aaron got to go to Isleworth and do the bake-off judging, didn't you, Aaron? Aaron's disappeared.
All right, then, can we have a mover for the area report, please? David's happy to move. Seconder?
Yep.
Linda's happy to second. All in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried. Fantastic. That moves us on to item 14, elected members information exchange. Anyone got any updates they want to share? James?
It was just the one that I've signalled via email, but I thought I'd just raise it formally that was obviously approached around a potential for a flower market at Mona Vale. Early stages, but Andrew Rutledge and his unit in principle are supportive. And I just thought I'd flag it and raise it formally with the board that I think it sounds like a really interesting initiative, great for building a sense of community and an excellent use of the Mona Vale grounds, totally in keeping with everything it's trying to achieve and enhancing the Garden City.
Aligns with the amenity value.
It does, though obviously we have been made aware that there could be some issues around
rules and regs.
Land and some of the legislation associated with parks and reserves. But we would like to see that traversed in a sensible way, and hopefully we can progress it. So I'm just flagging with the board formally, but also asking that we get in behind it, and if we can provide any support, I'm meaning more political sort of endorsement and stuff. I think that would be positive. But from everything that I've seen, it's really capable people looking at driving it, and I think it would be a fantastic addition to the community sort of like events program.
Okay, cool. Anyone else want to share?
Just a request if possible. Could we talk to the transport team about, and it just reminded because I had a meeting here with some residents of Parkstone Ave before, as we move through and the leaves and everything, can we get some like comms that we can share with people around the frequency of trucks cleaning streets and all of that kind of stuff? Because we get heaps on
my sleeve, I can send.
Perfect.
Here's one I prepared.
Right. That would be ideal.
Yeah,
because it'd be good to share with people
before the leaves start falling.
so people know how we do it, because we get inundated. But cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Speaking of streets, I had the pleasure of judging with the Christchurch Beautifying Association some of the streets in our board zone. It was really lovely to actually have a look at. There were lots of people out in their gardens. We were judging at the time, so it was really lovely and nice to see a lot of people really excited about their streets and their gardens, and it was a really fantastic morning. I really enjoyed it.
Right. And Katie will be in touch, I think, with an email to you tomorrow about the edible garden certificates to see who's available to go and meet the residents and drop them off. There's only 4 to give out. So.
Cool. Couple for me to just finish in real quickly. We've just had an update that the Radcliffe Road improvements project is progressing. It hasn't died, so it's good to hear that they're still chipping away on that, and it was nice to get a proactive update just to let us know that things are still happening in the background, working with Kiwi Rail and all of that. Had an update on from the library staff just around what a library in Belfast might look like at some stage in future, and kind of why the 2010 Belfast area plan and the 2025 libraries plan that had a Belfast library in there, why that wasn't initiated, because of, I guess, essentially large population growth in the southwest of Christchurch. So we ended up with Hallswell and I think Hornby potentially, or somewhere around there, those areas having renovations or libraries put in, and so that was a priority at the time, and they're happy to continue to look at Belfast in the future, but it's not on the immediate plans right now. And also just a little bit more of a fun one. My family has a key to Belfast Pole, and have been down there a couple of times since the renovations, and it's all very nice down there since all the work that was done down at Belfast Pole during the renovation. So, and it's been pretty well utilised in the weekends and stuff. So it's really good to see. That's all for me. Any other Link members information exchange before we wrap it up? No? Okay. All right, well, with that then we will stand for the closing karakia and close the meeting. Frozen. Oh, no, you clicked it too much and now it's, there we go.
Unu
Here, unu here, unu here.
Kisa unu sapunuri.
Kia wā, kia wā.
Tēnā kau.
Te tinana, te
Wairua I te ara tākata. Koi ara e rongo. Whakakaia ake ki runga. Kia tina, tina.
Thank you, everybody. And with that, we will close the meeting.